Hi guys, welcome along into week 3. I'm going to take you through the next part of this video again just to spice it up a little bit, something different. I'm going to do it in the form of an on-screen presentation. All right, and as before, absolutely nothing to worry about here. I'm just going to do this really for the sake of making it easy for you to digest the information. All right, you can print off the slides you want, make the whole process a lot easier for you to understand. You can go off and get amazing results with it. With that being said though, this is really important, okay? All these snippets of advice I'm giving you along with this program are absolutely crucial, okay? So please do take this stuff on board. I need your undivided attention in this video right now and obviously for the next few minutes. So please switch off all distractions. Okay, I need you to get into full-on learning mode, guys. So just while I give you what you need to push you further and progress you further into getting the best results possible. All right, it's absolutely vital that you learn this stuff. Get it in your brain. All right, so pause the video, go get yourself a pen and paper, take some notes on this, learn as much as you can, guys. This stuff is just going to keep you moving forwards, okay, and on the right track of getting amazing results. So we're going to kick this one off right now. This one's on carbohydrates and fats. Okay, so we're going to start with carbohydrates. Obviously, there are actually two distinct or two different types or varieties of carbohydrates. We have the starchy carbs. These are the kind of staple carbs that most people already know about, okay, and consider to be carbs. So probably for the most of you, this isn't going to be any new news, okay, but we have things like potatoes, we've got tortilla wraps, just things like cakes, okay, they mostly fall into the category of starchy carbs. Rice, bread, porridge, sweet potatoes, they're generally considered to be your main carbs, okay, so even things like confectionery, bagels, pancakes, all of those kinds of things, the kind of stodgy, heavy carbs, okay, starchy carbs. So next, the second type of carbohydrates that people don't actually realize are carbohydrates are the fibrous carbohydrates. Okay, these are your fruits and your vegetables. Okay, as simple as that. So we have the two types. Remember, the macronutrients, and these are fibrous and starchy carbs. So we're going to focus on the fibrous carbs. All right. So for the benefit of you guys to get absolutely amazing results in this program and just help guide you in your nutrition, what we need to do is put our focus mainly on the fibrous. Okay. So you have your protein, and then you think about how much fibrous carbohydrates you're having. Now, what most people do is aim to eat just a little bit of these with their meal. What I want you to do is get a lot of these on board. Okay, in all honesty, you really cannot have too many of these. Okay, these will make you feel awesome, mainly because they're full of vitamins, full of nutrients, and just generally full of all-round awesomeness. And you're going to get great results too, as they're going to help speed up your results. All right, so super handy. So here's how I balance out my meals, right? This is quite simple. Obviously, we have the salad leaves. Right? I have a ton of these, along with salad vegetables, such as cucumbers, grown in my own garden, nonetheless. Bit tomatoes and peppers. In all honesty, that's pretty much on every meal I can. Right? They're like grab and go. They're super quick foods. Just whack them straight in your meal. Right? Done, easy. Right, next we have peas. Right, so if you've been following previous videos, you'll already know I eat a huge amount of peas. Why? Again, they're really convenient source of fibrous carbohydrates, or convenient vegetables, really another way to put it. I can literally throw a little bowl of these in the microwave for, I don't know, 3 minutes or so, add a bit of chicken with a bit of Cajun spice, just jazz it up a bit, and you've got yourself a really quick, simple, easy meal stuffed with goodness. Nothing wrong with that, especially if you're on the go. It's awesome, and I eat bird's eye petit pois, just for so do you know. I also like to eat as much as I can of sugar snaps and monge too. All right, the kind of beanie stuff, if you like. Again, quick and simple, and can be added to any meal in around 4 minutes or so. Boil them, even healthier if you want to keep them, more nutrients inside. Steam them. Again, I go with the peas or the salad leaves, and they're great to have on the side of your plate. All right, something else I like to get in me at least once a week if I can is Mediterranean roasted vegetables. Super simple. This is the chef in me talking now. You can use peppers, red onions, courgettes, aubergines, maybe even a little vine tomatoes. Put them in a baking tray, drizzle with a little bit of melted coconut oil or extra virgin olive oil, season with fresh salt and pepper, and just whack them in a hot oven for 20 minutes or so. All right, super simple, easy, and they taste absolutely sweet and delicious. All right, if you want to add just that little bit of extra flavor, a dash of balsamic vinegar over the top to boost the sweetness of the veg. Okay, if you haven't tried this dish already, guys, make it your mission this week to get it on your plate. All right, it tastes amazing. Steamed broccoli or cauliflower or both. I actually eat a lot of broccoli. It's my all-time favorite vegetable, in fact. This stuff should mostly, it's stuff you already know, guys. You know, in all fairness, you're just reiterating that the healthy habits that you should have or be forming. Don't forget you've got carrots boiled or steamed. You can also don't forget you can use frozen vegetables too, by the way. They're just as healthy as the fresh ones. You know, and this is how you pack out your meals, all right? So I might, for an evening, have like a nice steak. I actually love a good steak. I'll have loads of broccoli, peas, and whatever other veg I fancy on the plate to get the goodness in, from the inverted commas, good carbs. All right, this indeed constitutes a great meal. All right, so simply but highly effective, simple, sorry, but highly effective, especially towards getting you closer to your results. Right, you can mix and match with what you like, but you get the picture. All right, so moving on to fruit. Now, the best kind of fruits you need to focus on are berries in particular. All right, now I tend to keep the other fruit down to a minimum because, as good as they are, they do contain a lot of sugar. All right, it's natural sugar, but still sugar nonetheless. Okay, so just be mindful of that. I buy lemons, and I use those in my smoothies. I'm a bit partial to a couple of tangerines or small oranges. Yogurt and berries is a good, quick, easy on-the-go meal I have. But it's also something after a main meal, is a little dessert kind of idea maybe. Granny Smith apples, or bananas, both with a little bit of peanut butter is awesome for a healthy little snack. You do need to be mindful though of bananas. Right? They're a bit of a grey area. They're very high in carbohydrates. All right, so I would say think of them in the same way as a starchy carbohydrate. All right, excellent as a quick energy source, but not brilliant if you want to lean up and lose their body fat. All right, 2 or 3 maximum a week is okay. On a training day specifically, as part of your carb allowance, bananas are fine, but I try to limit them elsewhere as much as possible. If you need something quick, the stuff I've mentioned above will be much more beneficial for you. Okay. So getting your starch right. Okay, so you need to look at getting your starch right. Here's my recommendation. Here's a system that works really, really well for people. All right, it's easy as this. You eat your starchy carbs once per day. Okay, in the evening preferably. All right. Um, if you want to have rice, you want to have potatoes or maybe tortilla wraps such as fajitas, etc., something like that, eat them in the evening. All right, here's the reason for that, guys. People will tell you that starch is good for breakfast, right? But think about it. It's the mantra of this country. You have cereal or toast for breakfast every day. Right? The problem with this is your body will only use and process a small amount of the starch, okay, and then stop. Once it stops, it starts saving it as energy, and guess what? It turns it into fat. Right, so if you eat in the morning, think of all the other times throughout the day where you may end up having it in your daily diet. Sometimes even beyond your control. You might be offered biscuits or cake at work. You might buy a sandwich on the go, for instance, at lunch. You'll just keep slowly topping up the stores of unused energy, and your body fat won't reduce. Okay, so likely it's going to move in the other direction, and over time you're going to put weight on. Okay, at least if you tell yourself you're always going to have it in the evening meal, you don't have it, then for the rest of the day, just once per day, simple. Then it's like you earn it in the evening almost, like a treat per se. Make sense? You're far less likely to go off track during your day. All right, if you have it in the morning, the chances of eating too much starch in your day goes up massively, hugely. In fact, I'd say it's a mistake personally, a mistake not to have a protein breakfast. Right, so you're looking for roughly a fist size full of potato or rice, maybe even a little amount of pasta, but never ever go over the recommended serving portion of pasta. Okay, a couple of fajita wraps, that's how you need to start looking at getting your starchy carbs in if you're not already doing this stuff. In the evenings, I've already mentioned is the best time, to have your bananas. But whilst I mentioned, rice, microwave rice is absolutely spot on, guys. A quick 2 minutes and you're sorted. Just remember, a packet of rice is 2 portions. Okay, easy and convenient. Tilda basmati, I have Uncle Ben's Mexican spicy rice. Add a little extra spice to it if you want to jazz it up a little bit. But sweet potatoes, they're also awesome. Cut it into wedges. Very small little drizzle of olive oil over the top, salt and pepper into a hot oven, say 200 degrees or so, around 20 minutes, and just until they start to crisp up. Okay. You want to avoid the stodgy stuff. Okay. People that eat a lot of bread struggle because bread is compressed and compact, and because of this, it contains a lot of calories. All right. You don't have to eat a lot to ramp up the calories, and you'll really see that if you're being honest on MyFitnessPal. All right, I'm not saying this is a never say never plan. You know, I have a couple of slices of bread every now and again myself, but that falls into my 10% area. I'll go into that in another video. Remember, we're in this for 6 weeks to get you absolutely kick-ass results, guys, which means making the effort to get this stuff absolutely right. Okay, it's fundamentally important for your success. So we need to be looking at weaning back off the bread, packing the veg, pack in loads of good citrus fruits and berries, and having a lot less of the stodgy kind of potatoes, rice, wraps, etc. in the evenings. All right, and again, avoid pasta if you can. The bagels and the breads, no, none of these are as good. Yeah, so the progression for this then would be optimally, you know, moving on to only having carbs on training days. All right, so we start eating them only in the evenings, and then if you want to warp speed your results, if you want to take the next step, you look at training days only. All right, maybe you might have the odd non-training day, but now you've got some boundaries to work within. You know, they're going to help you spread your carbohydrates sort of nice and easily. Okay. So fats, okay, there are two types of fats, all right? Simple, really. There's no other way of putting this. We have the unhealthy ones, okay? So these are things like your vegetable oils. If you look on the ingredients list on the back of any packet, if it's got vegetable oil or sunflower oil or any other refined high temperature oils, these are not at all healthy for you, okay? Quite inflammatory, in fact, to your digestive system. Margarine, again, not healthy for you. This is a massive con, guys, and it's sold as an aid to combat high cholesterol. Totally untrue, right? Margarine and other unhealthy fats are completely unnatural, and in my opinion, there's no place in your body. Okay, your body simply doesn't know what these fats are, and therefore it can't process them in any way that's effective or indeed healthy. And indeed, as I said, it's inflammatory. Okay, unhealthy, guys. So next, obviously, we have the healthy ones. So these are things such as olive oil, okay? Things like your nuts, your avocados, what we got, you've got your oily fish, you've got coconut oil, of course, you know, which you cook with, your nut butters, just make sure they're organic and not packed full of sugar. You know, I'm looking at you, Sunpat. I'm even going to put eggs on here too. Eggs, they're great as a protein food, and as such, they're absolutely awesome for breakfast. Right, the yolk in the center actually has a higher content of fat, good fat. Right, so that's fine. Sometimes I separate them for breakfast, and I have an omelette with 2 whole eggs and 2 egg whites. Just giving you a couple of ideas, you know. So the white is where the protein is stored, and the yolk is where the fat is stored. Right, but the fats, remember, the fats inside of them are really, really healthy. Okay, guys. So my top tips, okay, so you need healthy fats in your food, but the caveat here is you don't need too much fat, okay? We're going to talk about that in a second or two. Here's some top tips to remember. Firstly, healthy fat improves your hormones, okay? So if you're somebody coming to us saying you're struggling with energy, usually it means your hormones aren't in the usual place, okay? It usually means you need a little bit more of a healthy fat in your nutrition. So I have avocados, okay, in my smoothies. If you don't like them or you think they're disgusting, which a lot of people do, I'm not the biggest fan, but I still have them anyway because they're awesome. I have them in my smoothies. The taste is masked by the other flavors, like the berries, for instance. But what they'll do is help you give the smoothie a lot creamier texture, and it helps to naturally thicken it, okay, from fat within the avocado. It's actually one of the healthiest fats out there, guys. I use olive oil, specifically in homemade dressings, you know, for my salads and things. Not big spoonfuls of the stuff, okay, just a little tiny drizzle. Adds a totally different dimension to your salad, right? You can literally make any flavor dressing in 2 minutes. If you get stuck, want any advice, information, I was a chef for 20 years, remember, just give me a shout, that's my domain. Obviously coconut oil. I use coconut oil all the time when I'm cooking, and obviously I'm expecting you guys to do the same. Coconut oil has a plethora of health benefits, guys. Literally check out Google for more information on that one. For a little snack, I have peanut butter on sliced apple. Okay, you can do this with bananas as well, but as I said in the previous slide, beware of the banana. It's delicious. Okay, so if I have peanut butter, I struggle to control myself. Right, I'm going to dive straight in there and generally go crazy. So I personally don't have it as much as I used to. But I need to get my peanut butter willpower in check. But when I do have it, just a little bit of protein, a little bit of nut butter, for good measure. Like I said, don't go crazy. All right? Only about a teaspoonful, maybe, nothing more than that. Obviously, a few nuts as a snack, absolutely perfect for you. not salted or dry roasted, guys. But natural whole nuts. The monkey nuts actually roasted in their shells. They're very good. Mainly for the reason that you don't have you have to take your time opening them, so you tend not to spend too much time making a mess. So you generally don't want to go crazy with them. All right, Brazil nuts, walnuts, particularly good for you. But remember, the best in terms of overall health is the good old trusty almond. We're talking 5 or 10 nuts maybe or so as a snack. Remember, it's a snack, okay, not a full-blown meal. We're keeping that metabolism ticking over. What we don't want to do is overdo it, okay? Even though they're healthy fats, they can have a detrimental effect on the results if you eat too many, okay? So just look at this list, guys. Maybe one of these things like once a day. So next we have obviously the fats that are high in calories. You've got to bear this in mind, okay? It's the number one thing to remember. All right, fats are super high in calories. As an example, for every gram of protein in carbohydrates, okay, there are 4 calories per gram. Same with protein, 4 calories per gram. With fats, there's a whopping 9 calories per gram. Okay, so eating too much of it is going to drastically put you over your daily limits that we talked about on the MyFitnessPal video. It's so easy to do, so you absolutely must be disciplined with your fat intake. All right, so think about what you're eating through the day. If you're getting your protein from, like your oily fish or your salmon, your trout, for example, or slightly fattier meat like your steak, your ribeye steak in particular, maybe your pork, even eggs, then you won't have to add too much more fat to your meals, okay, that day, as the proteins are also high in aforementioned fats. Okay, really keep an eye on your MyFitnessPal, because this tool is going to help you understand your food better, especially when you break down the particular foods. If you're having similar meals on a regular basis, you'll start to form a picture of what's good, and these healthy habits are going to start to form. You're going to soon be absolutely smashing the nutrition side of things in your sleep. It's all about keeping things simple and consistent, okay? Just like I said in our first meeting in the consult. So that is pretty much it, guys, for me for this presentation. I've tried to keep it as quick and brief as I can. The takeaway points from this are obviously healthy carbohydrates are your fruits and vegetables. And obviously now you know a little bit more about healthy fats and when to have them. Okay, it's as simple as that. Ultimately, any questions, any problems, you know where I am. Give me a shout, come and find me. And that is it, guys. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.